It is recording.
Okay.
On you. I'm just kidding.
Perfect.
I don't actually even know if this was an episode, what episode it would be, like the number. Let's take a quick look at that and see where we're at. It wouldn't be anytime soon.
Right.
Right. It would be episode 90.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
That's amazing.
I love when you get so excited about the round numbers.
Big milestone.
It's a big milestone.
A good even number.
It's an even number. All right. It would be episode 90 on April 26th. What do you think? Shall we make it an episode? We're going to try.
Yeah. We'll see how this goes. We have a ticking time bomb sitting next to me.
Right in the room. Okay.
Hi y'all, welcome to Hustle Humbly. It's Alissa and Katy, and we are two top producing realtors in the Baton Rouge market.
We work for two different companies where we should be competitors, but we have chosen community over competition.
The goal of our podcast is to encourage you to find your own way in business.
So stop comparing yourself and start embracing your strengths.
Hello, friends. It's Katy.
And Alissa.
We are here today, and we were not necessarily going to, I'm going to just go with the whole thing. We were not necessarily going to record.
No, I just came to get out the house and visit.
So we think that maybe it's episode 90.
Okay.
Or a bonus.
Okay.
Or we'll decide at the end of this because, as Alissa just said, she is a ticking time bomb sitting next to her. So baby Tate is with us in the studio, and I'll tell you why we're recording this. Alissa contacted me a couple of days ago. So right now you're 3 weeks into maternity leave, life with new baby.
Yes.
And she said, hey, do you want to record? And everyone may recall, we recorded more than enough episodes to keep her gone until April, end of April. Okay. So we were prepared. She could be gone. And she says, would you like to record? Baby Tate is being so good and he sleeps. And I think I could, squeeze one in and maybe a lunch. And so this episode is for the new moms out there. You may recall if you ever had a baby, at some point you get a little stir crazy and you're ready to get out. So I said, sure, we can record. That's fine. And then this morning, we planned to do it today. And then this morning, I woke up to an email that basically was like, this is Alissa. It's 3 a.m. I'm feeding the baby and I'm thinking, maybe I have made a mistake. Maybe I've made a huge mistake. Like,
maybe we should not record tomorrow. I'm going to ruin your day.
She was worried about ruining my day. I'm like, okay, well, why don't we just we're going to take a step back. We're going to play this by ear. But the episode we were going to record and we'll probably record someday, I had very little notes on and was not excited about. But as I'm reading this email and then the following text that came this morning, I thought I would just like to talk about being a new mom.
Okay.
Because we have lots of mom listeners or maybe potential mom listeners. And these waters are very tough to navigate.
Yeah, I think no matter if it's like real estate, anytime you're in charge of your business, it's challenging. And there's ways around it. And I'm like working through things. But I told Katy, I said, I'm nervous to record this episode because there are things that I don't have the answers to right now.
No. And
I don't want to go. And I honestly am nervous. I don't want my inbox bombarded with criticism.
Yeah, don't. Or you know what they say when you're on social media? Don't at me.
Don't at me.
Don't
please.
at me.
Because I'm not here to tell you how to do it all right. I'm here to tell you that I'm in the trenches right now.
We're in the trenches,
and I have some things that are working, and I have some things that I'm still figuring out.
I'm just here to talk about the actual mental strain that comes from being a new mom and making these decisions every day. So you literally struggled. A middle of the night email, morning text, thoughts in your head. I'm sure that went on for hours.
Did your kids watch Tangled?
Yes.
Okay, when she's like, this is the best day ever. And then she's like, I'm a horrible human being.
Right.
And then he's like, I can't help but notice, you seem at war with yourself.
That's where I'm at right now. Yeah, well, that's the problem. And I think nobody tells you what it's going to feel like to be a new mom. And you've been a mom before, and it's still even the second time you're like, oh, yes.
It's funny because in some ways it's different. In some ways it's the same a lot.
There's more guilt this time. Is there more guilt this time? Because you have the other baby, the other kid. That you're like, how do I take care of that one and this one? And
how do all the things.
And split your focus between being a mom and a wife and a realtor. What are how do they don't all get the same level of attention, and it's it's more putting out fires at this level.
Yes.
Like, what fires are we going to put out today?
Right.
How do I keep from not losing my business completely?
Mm-hmm.
How do I keep the baby from not being miserable?
Yes.
How do I keep my other kid from not feeling left behind?
Right.
Like, how do I keep my husband, like, you know,
everything.
Everybody has to be happy, right? Mm-hmm. Well, they don't. Not every day is happy. I'm here to tell you they don't all have to be happy every day, every minute of every day.
Sure.
That's the mental burden. Like, we're just trying to get through it.
Mm-hmm.
But okay, so here's the problem with the decisions. I felt like you were almost talking to me saying, I know people are going to judge me if I leave the house again.
Yeah.
Like, I know that you've been out at least a time or two.
Yes.
And I can't even imagine if anyone has messaged you or if they're just thinking the ugly thoughts.
No messages yet.
Thank God. Don't at her. Everyone is different and every day is different.
Well, here's how we've been doing.
Okay, let's hear it.
So I have an amazing assistant named Whitney.
Yep.
She's been with me for several
years.
Shout
out to Whitney.
I talked about her on the assistant episode and how we work.
Mm-hmm.
I told her, like, going into this, I don't know how busy it's going to be, but just know daycare will come.
One day.
So
in the not so distant
So
future.
I just need you to give me like 3 months of, you know, it's going to be in the trenches.
Right.
Well, sure enough, like, I am going into the hospital and all these houses come on the market and all my buyers are like, oh, this is the house I've been waiting for all these years.
For all these years.
And
the house is finally here.
The house is here. Where are you? And so it was like, I feel like since the moment Tate came, it has been go time.
Yeah. In your business.
In my business.
Golly.
And leading up to him, I was kind of having a lull.
Yeah.
So I thought, oh, well, this will be a nice little transition.
Yeah, it'll be quiet.
Yeah, a nice little quiet entry into motherhood. I even had one guy who interviewed me about 3 months ago.
Right.
Okay.
Now it's time.
And he was interviewing 2 other agents. Okay. He's a buyer. Okay. So not all buyers interview, but he's very analytical. And this was just on the phone. We did a 45-minute phone interview.
Wow.
And the whole time in my brain, I'm thinking, should I tell him I'm pregnant?
Right.
Because I feel
that's
like
tough to figure out.
Yeah, like I didn't know if it was like the right thing to do or the wrong thing to do.
Yeah.
But it just never
didn't
came
feel right.
up. And so, and I thought maybe I can get him under contract before this even matters.
Yeah.
Well, he got pre-approved and he did not have a credit score. So he has like everything else looks good.
So he's working on it.
So he got his first credit card. And this guy is like in his 40s.
Oh, wow.
So he's just never had a credit card. He just pays. So he's really like, they said once he gets a credit card, he's going to have like A+ credit.
Sure.
So sure enough, he goes through the process, gets a credit card. Mm-hmm. But we keep checking, and it's taking forever to register with the credit bureau.
Yeah.
Don't you know, like a week before I go into labor,
he's like, got a score.
Got a credit score, ready to start house hunting.
Yeah.
And I kind of felt like I had lied. But like I got
But
caught.
You didn't know it would take that long.
I didn't know it would take that
long. So
long.
what did you do? How did you handle it?
I said, I'm going to be honest with you.
I'm like 1 minute from having a baby.
Well, I waited because there wasn't a house to go see. There was no inventory. Okay. So I said, okay, great. I'll set you up on a search. Still haven't said anything about anything because now it's like awkward.
You're like, so he's like, you didn't know about this before?
I'm so awkward. So we started emailing houses, blah, blah, blah. Finally, a week after I had Tate, a house came up.
Okay.
And now I'm like, okay, Alissa, can't hide from this anymore. No, you have a baby in your arms.
We have to deal with this.
So I said, look, I'm going to be honest with you. I just had a baby. I didn't say this week.
Thank God.
But I have help.
Someone is going to
I have someone helping me with showings right now. So anyways, she will meet you at the house.
And they went.
Okay. And then another house popped up a week later and the assistant showed him again.
Okay, great.
And then
he hasn't complained.
And he hasn't complained. He's been very nice and he really likes Whitney, so that's helpful. Like,
good.
He's realizing, here's the thing. He's realizing, oh, this is okay. Like, nothing's happening wrong.
Right.
And then he would, And the thing is, what that was nice is he would send me the houses and I would be just like nursing the baby saying, hey, this one's in a flood zone or.
Right. You're doing your normal due diligence.
I'm doing all the things that are easy.
Just not showing up to show the house.
Right.
I love it.
So anyway, the house pops up.
Okay.
And Whitney shows him and we win. I write the offer on my computer.
Perfect.
Whitney didn't have to do that. I did all that.
I wish I had someone back in the office while I'm out on showings, like hands on the keyboard. I'm ready to write your offer.
I'm ready to write him. Here we go.
That would be amazing.
It was kind of funny because there's a Ben Affleck movie, I think.
Okay.
Where I think it's called The Accountant, maybe.
Oh, I don't know that I watched that, but yes, that is a movie.
But he's like a vigilante type person.
Okay.
I think the whole point is he's out in the world doing all the things.
Right.
And he has a girl that communicates with him.
Oh my gosh.
And she's got like a computer voice. And she's the brains of the operation.
So you're the computer voice?
Yes, I'm the computer voice, making sure everything's happening.
We got this.
How it needs to. And she like warns him like, oh, go here now. Oh, go there. And that's basically what I'm doing to Whitney.
Whitney needs one of those like CIA earpieces.
Yes. And so he did say, I sent him the congratulations, you're under contract. We got you pending. And he goes, first of all, he said, I hope I get to meet you one day.
Of course.
And I said, I will be at your home inspection.
Yeah.
I will be there. And then I was having some guilt because it sounded nice the way he said it, but I'm struggling. Okay. Yeah. Then his next email said, I know this will probably be the first of many, but thanks.
Oh, so he was going to keep working with you.
I just wanted to cry because
You're like, sir, I'm very emotional right now. Thank you so much.
Just the fact that you said thank you.
You mean I'm going to keep selling real estate after this baby?
Oh my gosh. But it was so nice because I was so worried that he was going to be like, she had a baby and I chose her and I could have chose other people that aren't having a baby. Yeah. But wait a minute. She had the baby and she has help and someone helped me and I'm under contract right now on my dream house.
And it all worked out.
And I'm going to meet her Thursday at the home inspection.
I love it.
So it's just, I'm saying that to say every client since I've had Tate, so it's been 3 weeks. It is right now March something.
Yeah, we're recording at the middle of March.
Okay. And I've just been handling it thing by thing, day by day.
Yes.
So I had a couple come through. Alissa, we really want to buy. I know you just had a baby. Is that a problem? Mm-hmm. And I was like, no, not at all. I have someone helping me. Thank you for asking though. I appreciate that you thought of me and didn't just automatically count me out. And they said, we're looking in Denham Springs.
Okay.
And so my mind immediately was thinking that's farther than where and Whitney doesn't live by there. Yeah. So I contacted one of my really good agent friends in Denham Springs. Mm-hmm. She is not in my company or in my office.
Right.
We're just friends. And I said, hey, I have this couple. These are the houses they want to see. Can you help? And she was like, absolutely. Yeah. She was so willing to help, And then I had that one house pop up in your neighborhood.
I showed it.
And you showed it for me.
Well, I got to saunter right across the street. It was pretty easy.
But it was just nice, as things have popped up, I'm like,
well, it's good for you to use your brain to think, who can help me? That's where we all fall short when we're new moms or old moms or not moms. We don't ask for help. Mm-mm. If you need help, if there's some reason why you need help, just who's the best suited to help me for this?
Right.
And it's not embarrassing to ask for help.
So my friend from church messaged me when I got home and was like, hey girl, we normally set up a meal train for people when they get home with a new baby. Do you want me to get you set up? And I was like, no, thank you. I said, no, thank you.
Yeah.
A week later, I was like, hey.
Remember that meal train?
Remember that meal train?
I need to get on it.
And she set me up on a meal train and meals showed up. So I got 3 a week for 2 weks.
That's awesome.
And it was amazing. And Haven, it was more that when Haven got home from school, I was like, I have to feed her dinner.
Yeah.
I forget that I have to feed the child dinner.
Feed the child. Yeah.
And that's really what inspired me to all I'm saying is asking for the help has been my saving grace.
Right. So that's what you've learned this time.
Yeah.
Are you asking for more help this time than last time?
It's a different kind of help because when I had Haven, she was the only grandbaby.
Oh.
And my mother-in-law was just basically retired to help me. And and she is still helping me.
Yeah.
But she also now has 4 grandkids.
Yeah.
And she's helping her daughter with her 2, and she's helping me, and she's still picking up Haven from school, and she actually came and sat at my house while I ran to the home inspection.
Okay.
But I'm also trying to be like aware that I can't utilize her every day.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm utilizing different people.
That makes sense. You got to get out. Yeah.
I have to be respectful too.
Well, you left more and did the appointments first time. Now you're having to use help in the field.
Yes.
In your real estate field.
Yes.
Makes sense.
Right.
Okay. How do you feel about the judgment of people? Do you stress about it? I mean, like, do you wonder when people are going to be judging you? Are they going to think, oh gosh, she's at this inspection with her baby?
The comparison game is strong.
Yeah.
And I think that I'm judging myself.
Right.
Well,
that's always the worst.
Yes, I'm worried about judgment from others, but also like because I posted. So, for example, the one picture on Instagram of Tate at the home inspection with me. Okay, he's 3 weeks old. That's early. Here's how that went down.
Oh God, let's hear it.
The inspector started at 9 a.m. Whitney met him. He finished at 11. I showed up at 11 with my clients. The inspector went over the report and walked the house, and I was able to be there with my clients.
And your baby.
And my baby, who slept the whole time, in his carrier.
Yeah.
And then they were so thankful that I was there to say, hey, these are good things to ask for. This is not a big deal, you know. I was in and out in 45 minutes, and it was amazing.
Yeah.
Like, it was so nice. It helped me. Like, it felt good to get dressed, take a shower.
Right. Okay. Well, that was my next thing. There is this internal battle between feeling like you're supposed to rest and feeling like you miss your routine and you have your job because you love it, not because it's work. So like when you messaged me and said, would you like to record? I thought to myself, you just want to record.
Yeah.
It's not like
we don't need to
We don't need to right now. But if that's what you want to do, like, it's really hard because this switch gets flipped, right?
Yeah.
Your life is normal, your routines are normal, and then the baby is born, and all of a sudden, your entire day is different, your nights are different, your like demands on you are different, but you still are you, like,
right?
Or at least you still want to be you, right?
Yes.
Like you still like, well, what can I do to have some sense of that normalcy or like who I am? You can't just let it go.
And even leading up to him being born, how we prepared for the podcast, because I've had people ask.
Yeah.
We met every Tuesday and recorded. And so every Tuesday I came to Katy's house and we recorded and we talked and we had lunch and that was That's Tuesday.
Nice. Yeah.
And then it's like all of a sudden I'm sitting at home, leaving the house.
I miss my friends.
Yeah.
I want to get out of here.
Yeah. And it's like, and I'm even okay with like a friend coming to visit me, but there is something to be said about getting out.
Oh, yes.
Like getting in the car.
Yes.
And the weather's been so nice.
Yes.
And like rolling the window down.
Yeah, you're like, you have to leave your bubble.
Yes.
Because but you know what? I almost feel like the world probably sympathizes with this phase of motherhood more now from quarantine. Like now you know what it's like to be in the bubble.
Right.
And kind of stuck in your home. And, you know, it's as simple as literally getting in your car and driving to the gas station and getting gas. And you're like, okay, I've been out of the house. I remember how to drive. Like, this is going to be okay. I think that some of the things that I was not prepared for when I was a new mom was that everyone, though, so just being a mom, some people I think are more natural at it than others.
Sure.
But even still, every baby's different. Every day's different. And when the baby is upset and everyone looks to you, especially your first time around. Yeah. And they're like, well, what's wrong with the baby?
What's wrong with the baby?
And all you want to do is scream at people. I don't know. I don't know what's wrong with the baby. The baby just ate. The baby is clean. The baby, I don't know. It just slept. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what's wrong with the baby.
Yeah, it's a lot of pressure.
It's a lot of pressure.
And I think that's why I'm not really bringing him on legit long, like no listing appointments.
Yeah. Okay.
No,
well, that's great because I like these examples of how you handle these. So before and to be fair, we weren't sure if we would record at all, and it's been over an hour that you've been here before we even hit the button because
he was fussy.
The baby was fussy, and so now the baby is sleeping, but who knows? We don't know.
Right? He just made a noise.
He did. He totally made a noise. But you were responding to an email, and you said, "Well, what should I do about this?
Yeah.
I have a seller who needs me to take a look at something for their listing, and I really need to they want me to put my eyes on it. What do I do? Should I bring the baby? Well," and I'm like, "Well, how do you know this seller? Are they a mom? Like, tell me some more. Like, context is so key.
Yes.
Like the baby. So you're like, this. I'm like, okay, it sounds like you can take this baby. And you're responding to the email. And so Alissa, she's very to the point in her emails. She's responding, and I'm like, just say, yeah, because they were moving up their listing time frame.
Yes, they weren't going to list for a few months. And she's like, hey, we're actually ready now.
Right. And I was like, well, start with, it is a great time to list.
Great.
We need these listings. She's like, oh, yeah, that's a good idea. And I'm like, don't make it sound like, okay, fine, I can come, but I'm bringing my baby.
Right.
And then I'm like, okay, now we're going to say, I'm going to come, would love to look at your floors, going to have to bring this baby, no big deal. And he's great at looking at floors.
Wonderful.
He's a flooring expert.
Great.
Like, just make a joke.
Like it's not a big deal.
It's not a big deal.
In my brain, it seemed like a big deal. But sometimes you have to get out of your own head and talk it out with somebody.
You be like, hey.
Hello, friends. We are so excited that so many of you are using the template course, and the reviews are just pouring in, letting us know that it has helped your business as much as it has helped our business.
Yes, listen to this review. Thank you so much for providing this wealth of information, knowledge, in template form. So far, I've used a handful and received positive feedback like, this is so professional, or I really appreciate how organized you are. I mean, can you imagine?
Yeah,
your clients are actually going to say that.
Yes.
All right, here's another one. Thank you so much for this. I can't tell you how many times I've started this and how many notebooks of samples and notes I had. I have ADHD, and it is super hard to stay focused on getting it done. Having it all in one place is going to make it so nice.
That is what we're here for.
I know. Just look, you don't need to reinvent the wheel. Just use these.
Yeah, nice and simple, easy, ready to go, ready for you to put your own logo on, make it sound like you. So head over to hustlehumblypodcast.com/course and check it out.
That's right.
And you're going to enjoy them. You're going to love them.
You're going to
change your life.
Literally fired my assistant. They are the best. Okay,
enjoy the template.
Yes, enjoy.
And that's the other thing about new mom life. It's very isolating.
Mm-hmm.
People either, bless them, they all want to help, but they don't know how to help. And you're so tired that you're not going to pick up the phone and just to talk to somebody. And so you end up alone a lot of the day and feeling like your whole life is just, like you can't sleep. You don't know when the last time you ate is. You really want to take a shower. It's like a real fog. It's such a fog.
Like it all just kind of blurs together.
Totally blurs together. And then people will say things like this to you while you're in the fog. Oh, cherish it. It'll pass in the blink of an eye, or you'll blink and they'll be 10. And you'll
like, you promise?
Yeah, you're right. You're like, okay. Do you want to come hold this baby while I shower? Yeah. Like, I just am trying to get through today.
Right.
And then you look, and some babies are so easy, right? Like my kids were different, but my second was way harder than my first, and that just wears you down.
I can't tell yet where we are.
You're too soon. It's too early.
Too soon. But I will say the first 2 weeks were like great.
Yeah, because the first 2 weeks are when the baby is really sleepy.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, he's like the best baby in the world. Let's record a podcast.
Right, and then you were like, bum, bum,
and then we had like 4 nights in a row, and I'm like, what is this where did my sweet angel baby go?
Who are you?
Yeah.
What do you think you're doing here?
We don't do this. We sleep in this family.
That's right. We like sleep. I know. Oh my God. I am dying of the picture you posted of Haven with like those circles under her eyes.
She's
I'm like,
so tired.
Everyone is tired.
But it was funny because like after, so like Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday night, all bad nights. Monday morning, I wake up and I'm like, I don't normally call the doctor. Like, right. I know there are lots of moms out there that like feel very comfortable calling the doctor.
It was not normal for you.
No, I don't do that. Not that I think it's wrong. I just Googled it. Yes.
Right. Got it.
But I called the doctor. So I was like so tired.
Something's not right.
I'm like, so my baby is like crying and spitting up and gassy, and he just seems really uncomfortable. And they're like, oh, your newborn is gassy and spitting up?
Yeah.
Oh, welcome.
Like,
well, in all fairness, they asked me a few questions and gave me a few suggestions, all of which I had already read on the internet.
And you were just like, oh,
okay. I literally said on the phone, thank you. I just wanted to make sure there wasn't like a special secret that I didn't know about.
She was like, is there a trick to this
Is there
kid?
a special prescription that I don't know about?
Right.
Is there?
Are there new drops? What's new in the world of babies? Like, are we still doing this crying in the night thing?
Yep, they still cry at night.
And you were like,
okay, I'll see you in 2 weeks for shots.
Bye.
I was hopeful. But
You were hopeful. I think that's fair. You know, it's funny because it's true. You're like, hey, maybe this one's broken.
Yeah. Something's
wrong. And good heavens, I bless you to all the moms that actually have colicky babies.
I have been thinking about that a lot.
Oh my word.
A lot.
Like, we're joking and laughing, and it's not easy, but there are some serious next level things happening.
Yeah.
So I know that's tough.
I think and pray a lot at night when I'm up. And I'm just like, God, like the moms that have like special needs children.
Yes.
And like I have a friend who has a special needs son, and he's, you know, got alarms going off at night and things have to be checked and changed.
Yeah.
And it really does bring me to a place of like gratitude at the same time.
Yes.
Of, gosh, this is hard, but it could be harder.
It could be harder.
And like, I don't know that I would survive, you know?
Oh, no.
So just like a lot of like praying and perspective.
You're typically given what you're suited for.
Yes.
And we're not complaining about our mom life, but I think that moms need some like solidarity.
Yes.
They're like, we've been there, we've been on the road. This is the quote I wrote down. You know, our good friend Rachel Green.
Yes.
She says, and I don't remember, I know what episode, she's trying to delay Monica from getting dressed for the wedding.
Yeah.
And she says, you know, the nights are so hard. And then the day comes and it's just as hard as the night. It's so funny because
it's all hard.
It's all hard. It's like the days and the nights. And she's crying.
That's funny.
I feel like I want to tell a story.
Okay.
So when my first was a baby, she stayed home with me until 9 months.
That's amazing.
It was great. Luckily, I had my mom who very kindly would come over so that I could get out and do the appointments I needed to do, because I certainly went back to work pretty soon. It wasn't like I was gone for 9 months.
Was she the first grandbaby?
Yes.
Okay.
So same. So a lot of time for her. But sweet and very thankful that I had that operation. My mom would come for the appointment, but as soon as I would get home, she would leave. And I didn't know how to say, please stay. I have all this admin work. Like, I have stuff that I have to finish.
Need you.
And one day it had just, like, she came, I did the appointment, she left, the baby wasn't napping. I had all this, like, who knows what I had to do. Write an offer, do some kind of admin. I just was my sister must have called me just for whatever reason, and I was in tears. I'm crying, and I'm like, I can't do this. I have to get my work done. And my sister was like, it's fine, I'm coming. And like, she got in the car and came, but I didn't ask for help. And but like, the truth of the matter
it got to the point where people could see it.
Yes. Don't let yourself get there. It's okay to ask for the help. And, you know, it is just a season. And I wrote down, we talk about this a lot in the seasons episode. Yeah. So I don't remember what number that is, but there is a, you know, kind of seasons of life. Yeah. So it is just a season, but it will be okay.
And I'm really not, like, I know I'm doing things here and there. I'm really not trying to overly rush this. Like, tomorrow, I have nothing on the calendar.
Yeah.
I'm going to nap a lot tomorrow. Yeah. We're not going to leave the house.
Yeah.
Nothing on the agenda.
It's fine.
That's the plan.
I think it's nice probably to mix it instead of being so absolute.
Yes.
Like, I'm on maternity leave and I can't do anything.
Nothing. Don't
talk to me.
Yes.
Don't write me. Don't call me. Don't ask me to leave.
Yeah.
And the other end is, I'm not on maternity leave. I'm just back to my normal life. Is he about to be like...
He might yell at us soon.
I can't wait. I feel like he should make an actual appearance.
Yeah. Well,
it's fine.
We'll see how it goes.
I know he's like, y'all are talking too loud.
Yeah. But I feel like when I get quiet is when he Like it's the noise. Like when the car stops, he cries. When you're driving,
Yeah, right. Oh, good grief.
You know? So I'll like drive around and make a phone call.
I like it. It's just like, okay, let's take a ride. Well, I think it's so funny because he's been to so many recordings. We were talking about this earlier. Like he's like, oh, I know these cats who talk too much.
I recognize these voices from the womb.
I know these ladies.
The voices of Hustle Humbly.
Yes. I also feel like I had there's the feelings of, you feel so proud. You're like, I can do this. I can be the super mom.
Yeah.
I can work and have this baby. And then the other side would be like, I feel guilty.
Yeah. I was going to say the highest of highs and the lowest of lows.
I'm so guilty. Maybe I shouldn't be doing this. But there is no should.
No.
You just do whatever works for you and your family.
Right. Remember, don't let anybody shit on you.
That's right. Don't let them should on you.
No.
But that's what happens when you're a mom.
It is.
I don't know why people do that.
I know.
And they always want to give you unsolicited advice.
And I feel like, too, when I posted my inspection picture with him, I was thinking, I hope this doesn't make other new moms feel like
they have to go do it.
I should be out there already.
Yes.
I should be doing this and doing that. Like, that was like a one-time outing. And I wouldn't want anybody to feel like, man.
So your goal tomorrow is to post a picture of you in your napping jammies with the baby.
Oh my gosh.
So that people can see that you're not just out on inspections and awards ceremonies.
Right.
That you're also just laying in your dirty hair
And then I'm
pajamas.
like, I'm scared to do that because then people feel like, oh, I can't call her.
Look, that is a great thing to talk about. See, like you don't want to lie and say I'm out and about and make everyone make you have the mom guilt.
It's like, I can be out and about if you need me.
Right.
But I'm not out and about on the regular yet.
I know.
So it's like, it's a fine line.
Well, we were talking it through earlier. We're talking it through.
Yeah.
Like, what's right for you as a human? What makes you happy?
Yeah.
What does the baby need? What do you need? I mean, you're still a human with needs.
Yeah.
Maybe you need to get out and see the sun.
Yeah.
And talk to a person. It might be nice.
I've also enjoyed like after we record, I'm going to go look at that house in your neighborhood.
Yeah.
And just do a quick little walkthrough.
I like it.
But it's nice because I'm not meeting anybody there. I'm doing a little video for my buyers to see it. Mm-hmm. And it's like, it doesn't require me to be on.
Yeah. Oh, good point.
Like I don't have to really get dressed.
Well, just like writing an offer or doing any of the behind the scenes stuff.
Yes. I don't have, no one's observing me or seeing how my hair looks or.
Well, that's true.
And I enjoy the computer work.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Like it does. And sometimes I can't do anything to get this baby to stop crying. And then I go and do something at work. I'm like, I'm good at this.
Yeah.
Like,
you're like,
this
I can do it.
Yeah.
I can do this.
I am strong. And it even makes me feel better going back to him.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like,
that's how you fill your cup up.
Yeah, while we're talking, keep talking.
Okay, it's fine. I want also to I really wanted to record this particular topic because I feel like this is a lonely period in your life as a human when you're a new mom. Sometimes you're too tired to make the phone call or you're too tired. If you know any new moms or you are a new mom, we're here to talk to you whenever you want. You can play 90 episodes.
Yeah.
But if you know a new mom, just send them a text or make a phone call. Like, you think you're bothering them, but what they need is human contact.
Right.
Like during that period when you're like, oh my God. I mean, in new moms, please put your phone on silent when you're taking the naps.
Yes. You don't
need to talk to anybody. Yeah. But when you're available for a phone call, I mean,
have it. Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like we don't reach out to the new moms enough.
And don't ask them what they want for dinner.
No.
Just like be like, hey, I'm dropping this off. Or I had a friend say, hey, I cook these 3 things. This is what I know how to cook.
Pick one.
Oh, I love that. It's coming on Wednesday.
Great.
And I was like,
thank you.
Awesome.
I love that.
It was because I feel like when people say, can I do anything?
You're going to be like, no.
I don't know what to say though.
Like, it's fine.
Like, I really don't know what to say.
You're like, I like cookies.
Yeah.
Do you make cookies? Can you bring me cookies? I like to talk to people and eat cookies. I mean,
it's funny because like with the meal train, like through my church,
right?
They're really like, it's kind of like a little courtesy rule. Like we really want you to just drop it off and leave. We want you to leave it at the doorstep. We don't even want you to knock.
Yeah.
And I'm like, do you want to come inside?
Please come into my home.
Come in.
Right, because you need the human interaction.
Yeah, but I also appreciate that if it was a bad time, I didn't have to
that's nice.
Invite them.
You make the choice.
Yes.
Well, that's kind of what we were talking about earlier. If you get the request for an appointment, all you have to do is be like, how is today?
Right.
How do I feel today? What do I feel like right now? Is this a good week or a bad week?
Mm-hmm.
And that's going to happen with your kids and especially when they're babies for a long time, not just the beginning. I think that's the other thing too. Everyone wants to help and be available and ask you how you're doing in the beginning. And then it's like 3 months is still hard.
Right.
You know, like babies are just demanding.
So one of my friends messaged me and was like, hey, I signed up for the meal train, but I'm going to wait like 6 weeks.
Perfect.
She was like, you're going to need it.
You know what that is? Exactly. You know what that's the equivalent of? When you have a new baby and everyone buys them clothes and you have a whole closet full of 0 to 3 months.
Yes.
And then you're like, you get to 6 to 9 months, you're like, I have no baby clothes.
Right.
Because they all
clothes.
gave me the tiny baby clothes.
And he grew so fast.
And that's what I need to create. A baby shower where you bring, like, you're given a size range.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
It's a great idea.
Diapers clothes.
and 6-month clothes.
Right. Because I'm like trying
clothes.
to go through the newborn diapers.
Yeah.
Before, because they're already getting a little snug.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, let's hurry. Use them all. So I can move on to the ones.
So many things about being a mom. What did you look up?
Okay, so Ruth Bader Ginsburg, the
Justice?
Yes, the Supreme Court Justice. Okay. She wrote this thing, and I have it on my Instagram in my quotes section in my stories, because I screenshotted it when she died in September. They were doing all these things for her.
Right.
And I was like, this is the first time I feel like someone has verbalized what I feel.
Okay,
and I feel like it gave me permission. And I can only imagine when she was young.
Yeah, right. Totally different.
Yeah, and like most people,
she was definitely not allowed to feel
and like
feel the feelings.
Right. And so the fact that she wrote this at a time when, like, we live in a time where it's so acceptable to be a working mom.
Yeah.
Or a stay-at-home mom.
Yeah.
Like, people are just loving and embracing whatever mom you want to be.
Yeah, you do whatever you want.
Anyway, she said, this was from her, maybe it's a book. It's called Advice for Living or something. I don't know.
Maybe so.
Anyway, it said,
I got you.
Work-life balance was not yet coined in the years that my children were young. It is aptly descriptive of the time that I experienced. My success in law school, I have no doubt, was in large measure because of my baby Jane. I attended classes and I studied diligently until 4 p.m. And then the next hours were Jane's time, spent at the park playing silly games or singing funny songs or reading picture books. And then it was bathing and feeding time. After Jane's bedtime, I returned to the law books with renewed will. Each part of my life provided respite from the other, and it gave me a sense of proportion that classmates trained only in law studies lacked. But I felt like she wasn't saying, and then I was exhausted.
Right.
Like, I didn't go to work. It actually
needed each part of those things.
Yes. Like, it actually renewed her.
Right.
And gave her energy.
Yes.
And I went, that's how I feel.
That's how you feel, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And not everybody feels that way.
No.
But it is how I feel.
Yeah.
And it feels good to know that
yeah,
that's okay.
Thank God.
Yeah.
That was a good one to share. I read it when you shared it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's a book. It looks like she wrote a column for the New York Times.
Yeah.
I'm thinking because that's where I'm seeing it.
Okay.
And that was in 2016.
So,
Ruth Bader Ginsburg's Advice for Living.
Yeah.
There you go. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Anything else you feel you want to talk about or share with us about this time? Sweet baby Tate has been quiet for 37 minutes of recording.
And he's moving around, but he's not. He's
you
sleeping.
know why? He's a big fan of Hustle Humbly.
Yes. He's like, this is what I heard in the womb.
This is what I was here for.
I think the biggest thing, there's a lot of babies being had right now.
Oh my God, so many.
I think we're going to call this generation children of the quarantine.
I love it.
Because I think that's why all this happened.
Yeah.
All at one time.
Uh-huh.
But with that happening so much, there are a lot of people to compare yourself to as a new mom. And
yes.
I guess don't.
Yeah.
And, here I am saying, I posted a picture of a home inspection and I want you to know that that's not what I'm doing every day.
Right.
And the mom that is staying at home, she'll get out again one day. It's all what works for you. Yeah. And, I'm even trying, it's hard to understand people that are different from you.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm that way too. Whenever I get into coaching mode, I want to tell you,
do it this way.
Yeah, do it this way.
You can do it.
I know, and I do struggle with that.
Yeah.
And I have to watch it because I have to humble myself and be like, people are different.
Yes.
And even when you don't understand how some people are doing things, knowing that it's the best thing for them and for their family, and it should bother you none.
No.
None.
It should bother you none.
Right.
Yeah. I think it was Anna who recently had a baby and was asking on her Instagram for, new mom advice for your second child.
Yes.
And mine is this: lower your standards for everything.
Yeah.
Literally lower your standards for how often we take a bath, how clean your house is, how healthy you eat, how you provide Valentine's for the class.
Right.
Lower your standards. If you want to be a Pinterest mom and that's what fills your cup, then be that thing.
Right.
If you feel pressure to be that thing, please don't be that thing.
Right.
You don't need to be that thing.
If it's not coming naturally, don't force it.
Because your kids don't remember that you sent the perfect Valentine to the class.
Oh, do you know what I did this week?
What? What did you do?
I've shared before that at the beginning of every month when I get the newsletter from school, I order whatever I need for the month. If it's Green Day or whatever, St. Patrick's Day, and I put everything in my calendar and then I delete the email. Well, for some reason, I had Green Day on my calendar for Monday.
Oh, no.
And it was Wednesday.
Right.
So I sent her to school Monday, and they wear uniforms at school. So it's not free dress.
Oh, that's funny.
She's just in
she was
green.
Greened up, and you were like...
Yeah, so everyone is in their school polos and navy shorts, and she is in a bright green St. Patrick's Day dress with a big green bow in her hair.
She gonna be wearing that again on Wednesday.
Yes, she is. And so Tanner, because he's been bringing her to school...
How did he handle this?
He texted me, and he goes... So nobody else is in green today. And I'm like nursing the baby at home, exhausted. I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, she's the only one in green. And so I messaged her teacher. I'm like, did I send her to school in the wrong? And the teacher goes, you did.
They were like, you have a baby.
Did. It's okay.
It's okay.
I said, do I need to bring a uniform? The teacher goes, no. No, you don't.
She's special today.
So, and Tanner goes, do you think she's embarrassed?
And was she?
Tanner was worried.
Did she show up and she was fine?
Yeah, I said, no, I think that the teachers do a good job.
Oh, they diffuse.
And so when I saw her, I said, hey, babe, did everyone love your dress today? She goes, yeah, they loved it. I was like, okay,
great.
Good.
You want to wear it again Wednesday?
Great, we get to do this again.
Oh, my heavens.
But yeah, anyways.
That's true, though.
It happened.
You're going to drop the ball.
Yeah.
I missed one of Ainsley's, you go to listen to them do a presentation in class.
Yeah.
Somehow, in the first grade, I just didn't even know.
Oh.
I just totally...
And your parents were invited?
Yes. And she did not miss a beat. Now, had I done the same thing to Jack, things would have not
gone well. Would have been so sad.
So, luckily, that has not happened as of yet. But, and kids forget things. They're resilient. It's going to be okay.
Right.
They're going to be whatever. It's fine. They don't remember half of this stuff anyway.
And it was kind of an adjustment because I usually bring her to school every day.
Yeah.
Every morning we go to school. So my routine now is I'm literally crawling out of bed while the baby's sleeping. I put her uniform on and fix her hair, and I crawl back into bed until about 9.
You're like, I love you. Have fun at school.
I love you. I'm still here.
Right.
Bye.
Bye-bye. It's a season. It's a short season, too.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to toast?
Sure.
I have a toast. Do you feel like we're going to release this to the world? Will it be episode 90?
I think it's good.
Now that we've said it?
Yeah, and it's long enough.
It's plenty long enough.
I didn't cry or
I almost did a couple of times.
I'm also not the best with feelings.
So I love them. See, it's just totally our differences. I'm like, let's talk about your feelings today.
And I'm like,
do we have to?
Normally I don't really even have them, but now I'm full of them. I'm full of all these hormones and feelings, and I'm
you
emotional.
Have to feel your feelings.
I know. I'm like the Grinch. I'm like, I'm leaking.
You gotta feel your feelings.
Leaking.
Okay, well, we're gonna have a toast.
Okay.
Kat Brock. I love that name. Kat Brock has a toast to her friend, Caitlin Balderas.
Okay.
Balderas. And Kat is in San Diego.
Okay.
She says, I would love to toast my awesome friend, realtor, listener of the podcast, and new owner of Haven Homes in the Austin market. Okay, so Caitlin's in Austin.
Yeah.
She is a full-time realtor, mom of 4.
Whoa.
So good episode for her. She knows this. And a former California girl crushing it in her market.
That's cool.
I love it.
That's awesome.
So cheers to
Haven
Caitlin.
Homes, I wonder.
I think maybe she opened a company.
Oh, okay.
She's the new owner of Haven Homes.
Yeah.
I mean, Kat, tell us more.
Yes.
Or Caitlin, you tell us more.
That's interesting.
Send us a message.
Haven Homes.
That's pretty funny. I didn't even think about it like that.
Haven.
Just like your Haven. Okay, well, that worked out perfectly. Couldn't have gone any better.
She said Haven.
And the baby is still in the little sweet rocky play.
That has been recalled.
Oh my God. That's what people are going to at you about.
Okay, no joke. I posted a picture. I did get messages.
You got
I got
They were like,
Alyssa, you're going to kill your baby.
Oh,
and I was like, oh man, welcome to mom life.
I know, right? When everyone has an opinion, you better put those car seat straps on right.
Correctly.
And don't take
do not post a picture.
Now look, I am a bit of a car seat stickler.
Good.
So I have at times been like, it's not right for me to make a comment, but I also really want to be like, that's not right.
Yeah.
Please put the straps on the right way.
It needs to be higher.
It has to be higher. I'm so nervous about your baby. But you know what, y'all? Just keep your mouth shut.
Right. It'll be okay.
It's going to be okay. All right, that's it.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
That is funny.
Thank you so much for tuning in to the Hustle Humbly podcast. Let us know who we should toast to for the next episode.
Be sure to follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Hustle Humbly Podcast. If you have an episode, topic, or question, please email us at hustlehumblypodcast@gmail.com.
Be sure to subscribe to the podcast and leave a review. See you next week. Bye.
This is the good life.